Yeah, let's just start. Alright, where is here? Their freaking race info. Oh, they didn't do any fancy naming scheme in this case. They just have a funny password that makes it easier to access. Yeah, we could actually briefly check on the Twitch channel how we're doing right now. Oh, it's not live yet. That indicates that's weird because I think we should be. They should be in session already in qualifying. Let's just get over there, I would say. Hello keyboard, would you kindly actually take inputs? Right here. Kyalami, this is what 70 people server, paste, connect. Actually, I should have probably downloaded the libraries then. Let's just briefly check what we are. Well, we're not still in practice, so I guess we can just fix briefly. Get deliveries for this thing. I would say that is fair enough. Oh yeah, I haven't put my heart rate monitor on. I've just realized. I didn't put that back on. Where is it? Thursday. Where is it? March, April, Saturday, 2-man swap series, right? Okay, can I select these two? Download. Okay, while this is downloading, let's get the stuff ready. Okay. I should also have a setup for this, but that is probably my oldest Bentley setup. I'm sure my fucking oldest. I should swear, but look, let's just leave it at that. Alright. Hello, keyboard, you currently run a bit more properly. It's just all over the place, I would say. It's reposition that, I would say. Oh yeah, right, I probably need to reposition my arms, yeah. Yeah, I haven't turned my controllers yet off. Or... let's just briefly load in. So we can do some config changes, I would say. move a bit. So right. Looks a bit odd with the bit limiter sign, but whatever. Gonna deal with it. Right, okay then. Let's go briefly over here and turn them off. And once that's turned off, we're gonna cycle over to we have to save this briefly. Fortunately that was already buffered, so we just need to wait for it to download. Let's open documents, ACC, customs, and then dump these two folders in there. Seems like people are at least a bit more well behaved over here, because there's a bunch of ESD 0 liveries coming in. So return to garage. Let's quit, honestly. Let's quit off the server. It did save the replay for that. Yeah, that was totally necessary. Right. I think it is enough if I just, I don't know, written in there. But there's so much files I want to replace. It would be nice if you gave me the folder for each of these. But yeah, actually I can mouse over them. And it's accelerating. Just assume that anything needs to be updated. I can actually take the new one. Just in case someone decides to, like, you know, make a new livery and update the livery and stuff. Continue. So, right. Okay then. That should be all of them. So should be sufficient to just drawing it up on. Oh yeah, it's definitely doing something. Oh, it's definitely doing something. Right, so we should have some liveries in this case. Some more liveries. Like last week, a bunch of. I mean, we can look at more liveries because we anyway don't drive in the first half of qualifying with odd numbers. Even numbers is our slots, and that's when I'm gonna do some practice laps. No. I need to constantly go to the toilet. It's really annoying. And yeah, there's my 777. The cruise stall last season. He's obviously stealing it again because I just took the 98 again. Even though I could have stolen actually the number back from him. Yeah, there's definitely some liveries. I think that should be a default one that ships with the game effectively. Not quite default, but like something that. Wait, evens in. Yeah, evens up now, actually. I think it's evens time. Meaning I'm at drive now. Unprepared. Actually unprepared. Need to briefly switch something together. Temperature is pretty cold. Lower this. We'll keep the brake clicks on the rear by 3. Lowering that any further is. Oh, so I need to switch scenes. On OBS. So I need to switch the scene, so that's fine. Is the stream running correctly? Seems like it. Okay, good. Right, we didn't have much time. I think full PSI probably into the tires. Probably a bit much, but we just need something for reference. Hello there, how are you doing? There's a bit of toe on the rear that might help the car. And then up the TC bomb click, right. So let's see if we can make something out of this set. Also I need to just... We're not driving out of swingman, that's just not gonna happen. As much of a meme as that would be. Well, the funny thing is, I just ended a 5-hour stream, so like... Oh yeah, I need to stop to open the menu, open options, open controls, back out of controls, press drive again, so now I have force feedback. Because if I pull up the Steam overlay, not the Steam VR overlay, it will just turn my... I need to turn headlights on before someone gets endangered actually by me. Does anybody mind me directly? Yeah, there's somebody. Now I should have clear for it. But yeah, I just finished like a 5-hour long stream, which was I mean I was for like half of the stream not there. Basically, it was a 4-hour race I drove with the Maserati at Bathurst. Another insane person that decided to do this with me. I mean, we unfortunately didn't win. We finished second, and frankly, the GT4 class wasn't that competitive. So it was more like, yeah, we got defeated by the only person who actually could compete with us. They weren't terrible, but I mean, they were going for the free stint strategy because there was no stint timer. So you could just run longer. So they were doing some fuel saving and just trying to get the numbers that way. And I've decided to, and we obviously just stayed with a regular 1-hour strat. Because A, I just didn't want to do the freaking math for it. And B, it was just... Yeah, I want to not do the math. B, it works out better for two drivers when you do a regular, normal strategy. But it did mean I need to actually gap at them by 55 seconds. And despite me in the first stint collecting like 20 seconds worth of damage and throwing another 10 seconds of time away because I got tangled up with a GT3 when I collected like 5 seconds worth of damage in that incident and spun the GT3 around in the dipper because I lost it, slightly bumped off the wall and it collected the GT3 and the guy was then just stuck. So that cost me like 10 seconds and I had gapped the guy with these Americans with their Camaro by like 25 seconds up until that point, and then it cost me 10 seconds. So I came to the pits. Fix the damage up because it was also pit stop time for me. I would like to do one flyer actually without having traffic behind me. The GT3 wasn't RIP, he just spun. No real damage to any of us, frankly. I don't think he actually took much damage at all, it was just time wasted. There was another Ferrari that came into this incident scene and had to like stop effectively. It was only like, I don't know how many cars were on the grid.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
Not many. I can tell you that. Oh, my time readout doesn't work. I'm still on spectator mode. Ah, I forgot. I hadn't switched sim hub back from spectator mode. forgot to switch sim hub up off. Well,
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Cut detected.
how many fucking cars are there? Can I just get a break for like a second for practicing here a bit? But yeah, no one was really harmed in that, it's just a bit of a nuisance. Oh yeah, I actually put a valid time in, I think. Not that it matters too much, I can just get rid of that lap again. So yeah. I have to pay attention to down there so I can actually see how much time is left, because at 10 minutes I can't continue on in qualifying. Because then my time slot. I think this is enough practice. We'll go back to the pits. Alright then. I'm 4 seconds off the pace, Jesus! But Jesus Christ, this shit ain't funny. Tire pressures were alright. Took like a complete stab in the dark and it worked. Yeah, we need to fix SimHub briefly. Swap SimHub back into the correct mode. Because I put it into spectator so that the time remaining at the top right would actually be correct. So, right, we're gonna briefly put the car like this. Yeah, and full sweep back, but we'll cut down just briefly. Roll forwards, then roll backwards to get disqualified. So we're gonna try this again, because I'm pretty sure you shouldn't get sent to the freaking pit lane, Golak. Oh, great, I stalled. Putting the car into reverse side. How far do you want me to drive in reverse? How far? Finally. Good. It's like, I was very concerned that I need to exit the freaking pit lane to get this done. Right. Okay then. Otherwise the setup should halfway work. Okay. No penalties, even though there was quite some carnage last time around. But it seems nobody can asked to like report anything. No, we don't want to play this video. It's been in my browser for freaking months at this point, I think. But we don't want to watch that. Not yet. I still haven't watched the episode that this is attached to. I actually finished watching it. But yeah, what happened with that race in the end, as I was talking about, is I mean, I lost so like 30 seconds or so, but like in the second stint I was able to gap the car. The other guys, they probably did some damage repairs, because when they did their pit stop, they came just behind, like 10 seconds behind me out, and their second driver was quite a bit slower, so I gapped him, so I ended up with like 55 seconds worth of gap. So when I handed the car over to my teammate, he stayed actually in the lead after the pit stop, so that was pretty neat. Then I pitted, and then I had to leave for dinner, and he drove, and it was fine basically for most of the first stint. And just at the end of the first stint, he lost it going down the hill and crashed the car and went into the pits for repairs. And he had increased the gap actually up to like 22 seconds prior to the opponent pitting, so we were like at 80 or so. Came into the pits, had to repair the car, and he came like 10 seconds behind them out. He tried to drive them down, but lost it again, and that was done. We finished the lap down to them. So yeah, can't look positive on this one. Because that was sort of like kind of a given W. 4 cars in GT4, and well, there was no MUQU. The other one was a Camaro, but like they were half decently competent drivers, and they clearly did do half decent competent things. I mean, qualifying in practice session just ahead of the race, they basically matched me. I was fastest though, but like they were like a few tenths behind. Yeah, there was competition at least, because it was between me and the lead car, the Camaro, because they just... except for the race, because I'm pretty sure they did fuel saving, and because it's the race, most people lose pace when they swap into a race session, while I go the exact freaking same pace in the race that I did in qualifying, which is just bizarre stuff. But yeah, I ended up... well enough, yeah. It worked out fine in the end. Yeah, there was some sort of competition, I guess, but I mean, still. When you just run away from the opponent with that extent a bit, is a bit funny. I mean, we're gonna have a bit more competition tonight. I mean, we struggle already at Suzuka to really get up the order. I mean, outside of the top... I mean, getting into top 20, mid-top 20 easy, that's just, like... You drive 5 laps and you basically got the position for free. You don't even need to pass anyone. But... anyone further really is gonna be a decent challenge in terms of pace. I mean, my pace was just horrible just now in practice. I mean, there's fucking aliens with their 40s. How fast are they actually? Like 40.6 at Kyalami. Like, bruh, how are you doing this shit? How are you doing that? That's crazy numbers to me. You just can't do that at Kyalami. What's a joke, yeah. The scary thing is, if there's actually aliens, they would go like 39s or something. They would just go 38s or some crazy stuff. Actually, I wouldn't be the slowest right now. Hooray! Dietz and well, actually, yeah, Oliveira was actually slower than me right now. I was about to say, like, oh, I could actually consider, you know, going to the master, and then I remembered, oh yeah, this thing can absolutely not stop at all. Trying to trail brake in this thing doesn't work. It just refuses to do that, and I am a driver who does that. I'm capable of doing it, I like doing it. And a car that literally punishes me for doing it is not the thing I'm gonna drive. It's the first, nah. I haven't even gotten into the top 10 in a single one of these two-man series races. I've gotten relatively close. I had the potential for a P11 at Silverstone last season, but unfortunately a I got on the unlucky end of a collision there, and that cost me the position again. It dropped me, I think, 2 positions due to... Because the guy in front of me crashed, which would have gotten me up to P11 or something, and then the... but the problem is I couldn't avoid the accident and got collected. And with the damage, I think I dropped like at least 2 positions. Some shit like that. Or it was for P12, and I dropped only 1, something like that. But I definitely finished P13, I know. And I would have had a chance to easily go a position higher than that, and I lost 1. So... the British boat really does to success, unfortunately, though. Like... British boat ain't terrible, but the British boat is... it's not sandwort. That's kind of like the problem. With the boat, it's a simple question, is it sandwort? No, okay, that it's just like... hang on for dear life. Silverstone works as well with the car. Silverstone works, I think, with the boat actually pretty well as well, but like... you really want something like sandwort. And Hungaroring, I think, sort of works as well for that car. The Porsche has a wider track application than the boat. BOP's, I think, Solder is sort of also pretty decent. It's just I think perhaps this season has specifically tracks that just don't work with the boat, and I'm getting absolutely shafted. But last season the track selection was actually sort of favorable to me. It was a decent selection of different tracks that like worked well enough with the boat that I could have some fun doing this. Placebo effect. Like, no, I'm not huffing that much copium. Like it's just I need some weapons grade copium to just deal with this, to pretend that this is humanly possible, and I don't want to pretend it's humanly possible because then I get disappointed when it doesn't work. So as I keep my expectations realistic. Better keep things realistic and just expect nothing and then get something that is slightly more than nothing, and instead of expecting something and getting even less than nothing. 9.2 launch in ACC. Still waiting for how they're gonna sell these cars. Sort of. That's sort of for me the waiting point a bit. And we're getting, what are we getting? We're getting the new Ferrari, we're getting a new Porsche, we're getting another Evo Lambo. Or they don't claim it's an Evo Lambo, but it's effectively just another fucking Evo Lambo. It's effectively an Evo 2 Lambo. Also, by the way, J. Oliveira, who was at some point slower than me, is now P8. Great, thanks guys. And even Mizaz is now faster than me. So the only one who's slower than me technically is a combo who hadn't put a lap in. But didn't match your expectations here. It's like, expect as little as possible, so the disappointment is less when you still somehow don't meet it. It is. It be like that sometimes. It do be like that. Oh, that's fine. Actually, I have enough fuel for an hour? 85 liters? Oh. Alright, I take 90 or so. Probably more than enough, let's face it. But you never know. Just put this in here. Tire pressure probably fine. Alright. But yeah, it's an interesting consideration for me, like what GT3 do I want to freaking drive when I'm driving GT3s? I mean, my SGP page is basically Maserati only. And it's not even some sort of exaggeration, you have to seriously scroll to, okay, you don't actually have to scroll because I drove the McLaren a few weeks back. Right, but to find the GT3 you have to actually scroll. That's... something is definitely off when that happens. I'm now 5 seconds actually off the pace. How fast did these guys go? Like 39.9. Yeah, they lowered it into just about sub 40. Which, if it was me, that would not happen. Right, the 140 barrier would be like, no, you get a 140.001. Just to make sure to fuck with you that you're not getting to sub 40. It'd be like that sometimes for me. And yeah, we're actually on the grid this time. It worked. So the problem last time clearly was that I got disqualified while in overtime. The game clearly doesn't like that. If you get disqualified while in overtime, it will effectively put you into the force you to start out of the pits. I didn't see myself disqualified last time in the race session, so I don't know. Maybe it's not that smart or something. I don't know, it's buggy, but we now know how it works, so we can use it in case we want to. Alright, 5 minutes. Oh, it's a combo with the Porsche. Oh, time tables! Oh, why am I so much yawning? Yeah, that's... but yeah, they don't have... None of them have team names actually set in here, in the list. None of them have team names, they're all their cars, effectively, as team. It's supposed to even be on track, like, yeah. Yeah, driving reverse in the pit lane, getting yourself disqualified in overtime basically means you can do trouble. But I mean, that can also be just fixed because you're intending to anyway start off the back of the grid, so you can just, you know, leave the server then and rejoin, and you also get fresh tires that way. So. None of that matters, luckily. Otherwise I would be like effectively exploiting the zeros. But we have 50 tire sets, so it doesn't matter if we if I cheat basically a tire set into existence. I'm asking why am I so tired? And then I'm like, yeah, right. I slept like fucking 2 hours tonight, and then dozed off for like another hour pre-noon, so yeah, I haven't slept much. Thought that would maybe finally come back together after I that was the experience that I was actually very surprised that my body just did on Thursday, which is I ended up with an all-nighter on that one. Effectively got out instead of waking up, got out of bed in the morning, went to my exam, got through there, was completely fine, completely awake. Came home, I was kind of tired at that point then. As ate lunch, started to get a bit tired, but like, oh yeah, let us go to a museum because we're all home, so we can just like go to visit the museum. It was like fucking great. So yeah, I went with family to just like look at the museum and went back home, and my body just somehow like absolutely sustained that thing, and I came home, cooked dinner, ate dinner, and it was fine somehow. I guess it's because I could keep myself throughout the entire process somehow busy enough that my body was not like, okay, good night. Which is kind of the problem with me falling asleep. Look, I was busy doing something like walking. Or walking. Or walking. Or thinking. Yeah. So yeah, I somehow survived that. Went to bed, slept a bit, but didn't quite woke up, I think, relatively quickly again, and then slept a bit longer. So like afternoon. Went and donated some blood. I know it's not some euphemism, I actually did that. In the afternoon on Friday, and then I was like, oh well, let me sit down a bit, do some reading on some programming code, specifically for some Nintendo 3DS homebrew software. Checkpoint, and perhaps getting finally save file extraction for Game Boy Advance Virtual Console games working, which never was quite fully implemented, and the problem is trying to wrap your brain around the freaking stuff that they did before, the people before you did. The C programmers are a lot more, the C++ programmers are a lot smarter than you produced there. So that was the fun. Oh, I don't have force feedback right now. That's a bit fun. Because this means I need to stop briefly, pull up the menu, and then let me drive a bit forwards. Stop. Oh, wrong options. Alright, we have to race a bit. 18 seconds. 15 seconds. 12 seconds. Okay, it's getting close. We should be in range. Yeah, 8 seconds and we're in range. Alright. Good. Alright, hello there. I just had to open the the controls menu, because whenever I pop open for some reason the Steam VR menu, it will, which I do regularly because I can view my desktops and switch stuff around. I pop that open and it's for some reason some new ACC update or something results in me losing my force feedback when I do that. So I have to open the controls panel and close it again in ACC to fix it. Go in settings, open controls, close it again. I don't need to change even anything, I just need to open it and close it. And I'd forgotten to do that before I rolled off the grid, so I had to briefly fix that.
Stay in double file.
Donate bloods, forgot to do this, okay. I mean, effectively they invite you every like 2 months. They host one like just like 10 or so minutes walkway away from me. Unfortunately, like the 2 months ago, I wasn't able to go. I don't remember. I think I was sick or something. Things like that happen. It's just, you know, you end up being sick. Nah, wouldn't say so. Made too many mistakes. Cost like 30 seconds or so of time by just crashing, making uncharacteristic mistakes. So that's. I think I grazed the wall at the dipper like 3 times. And I was relatively lucky with how little damage I got away with there. I've done... during the SRXP 4 hours... Ooh, hello guys, the throttle is on the right side please. During the SRXP 4 hours of Bathurst last year, somewhere in the middle of the year, I drove a MUQU there and okay, this is not good. There's a bunch of chaos. Oh god, there's a bunch of chaos. There's a bunch of chaos. I don't know if they want to restart at that point here.
Clear on the right.
I mean, it's for people who have never seen the Maserati perform. This okay, driver's briefing now. Okay, I'm pretty sure they're gonna restart. It's a bit unfortunate because I think I've got like a lot of positions out of this. You know, I would like to keep them. Because I did a sneak 100 here. But yeah, this was... yeah, what I wanted to say, like during that 4-hour race, I drove a MUQU, and MUQU's OP Bathurst, and besides when I got taken out, which cost me the race win there, I drove with absolutely zero wall contact the entire race. It is doable for me.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
I've definitely done also relatively few wall contacts when I drove 12 hours of Bathurst in RCI. And not RCI actually. And also in the RCI I didn't hit the wall that many times. During the Trackilicious. That was the one where I drove like half the race. Because we were 2-man teams, so I drove half the race. For Porsche. And there the fun was that there's light rain showers and we just continue going to dry tires. This is the stuff I do. I bring a Maserati to a race to absolutely confuse everyone. Yep, as I expected to would reset at some point. Just in Succumber. Do we need to still join the driver's briefing at this point? Do we need to go driver's briefing? Where is it? What did they get done yelling at? I'm not sure I can listen to that without getting copyright claimed, so let's just not do that. Let's just not do that. Well, did you miss the entire pile-up that we had on lap 1? Like, the first 3 corners was... turn 1 was, I think, fine. We got... I think all of us got through turn 1 fine. There was a bit of... a couple of people who, like, slept at the start and got passed immediately by people like me. There was a couple of people just slept on the start there, which is fine, I guess. That's nothing of value was lost. But then you have then heading through the kink. That right-hand kink, I think their carnage already started effectively because some people jumped that curb and squeezed people wide due to that, and then those guys jumped the next curb and then caused carnage, and then out of the left-hander, that 90-degree left-hander, there were cars standing everywhere, and I just about snaked myself through. I don't know how high I actually came up to, and when I came out of that car, drove through that carnage, I was like, yep, they're probably gonna call a restart for that shit, because that's just like half the grid gone. I'm a bit tired of people just restarting for this stuff. It's like, you know, you're not stopping people from starting carnage like that. Like, people just gonna still take their chances, but on the other hand, you don't teach people who, like, are stupid enough to start carnage. On the other hand, there's, like, also the case that people actually just make mistakes. You just, you know, you make mistakes, and there's sometimes not much you can do about it. So, yeah, go figure. Oh yeah, right. We need to. I can save myself time by just doing the controls reset now. Yeah, it became suddenly a bit more possible when I got catapulted up the grid. The problem is still like the front runners are absolute aliens, so yeah, they're just gonna run, and I'm just here like, this is fine. It's fun, but like, that's not gonna quite work. And but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of like restarts, especially because it means that people who like got a good start and then get involved in the mess, like they could be involved in the second start mess. And let's be real, usually you have at least one accident on the start. And one time I think there wasn't an accident, was the RCI 12 hours of Bathurst, and that was very weird. Because I distinctly decided to not qualify to start from the back, and then nobody crashed. It's like, I waited for this. I didn't want to qualify in the midfield to get murderized, and then no one dies. Great. Crash 2 places. Like, problem with Mr. Alien, like, this is a 2-hour race. They gotta get away with just crashing. Once they can totally just
20 seconds.
Absorb that without losing, really. They could either absorb it in terms of the gap, or just, you know, drive the gap back out and run me back down, like, for example, what I did at Bathurst, like, a few hours earlier. Except the problem was, we just kept having incidents, and that just didn't quite work out for us in that sense. So we just kept being thrown onto our back foot, and it was effectively like a Brands Hatch race, where whenever you start seeing the silver lining of like making up ground finally, you just get thrown off the track again. Brands Hatch be like that. Kind of mildly dislike the track. I say mildly because I kind of also like it. How have I stalled now twice? My god. It's like an achievement worth, and I've done it twice now. I think more than twice actually tonight. Because I've stalled multiple times now on my boat. Yeah, I had force feedback, which is the actually, you know, important part. The rest doesn't matter. Still waiting for the McLaren to come back by. But yeah, nighttime racing here. I didn't actually look at the weather planning or anything for it. I'm not even sure if we actually had access to that. Oh yeah, we did. We did actually have access to the in-game time. And yeah, in-game time. 1 AM in the morning. Not sure the neighborhood over there and everywhere else would be particularly too pleased with actually hosting an endurance. Actually, wait a second. Doesn't the Kyalami 9 hours run into the night? If I'm not mistaken.
Going double file.
I think the Kyalami 9 hours runs into the night actually. So they do night racing here. I mean, with the like 9 cars that turn up for this event in real life. I will actually go with it. The question of how big the big one is gonna be. And I'm gonna say like 4 cars or so get eliminated, but not more. I don't think it's gonna be as big as the last time. Although the question is of how. I mean, of the first lap entirely, probably like 6 or so cars get collected at maximum, I think. But it's gonna be separate incidents rather than one big one. I think the entire grid is gonna be eliminated about this time. A bit too far forward. Ah, that was not good. It's too far forward.
Green light. Give it all you got.
And this time I slapped my start. This was not as good.
Clear on the left.
But I didn't get penalized with the import mod. Okay, I need to be
Clear on the
careful.
right.
We start here at the back to avoid the carnage. Not to start the carnage. Oh no, that was like at least 4 wide. There's an accident, I'm pretty sure.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Pretty sure that's kind of illegal what I just did in terms of how many people I just rallycross past. Okay, that was a bit too fast into this corner, but that worked. So yeah, I think he... But then... I think you're like... I think we've got at least 6, I think, they're collected into that one incident. We would need to look at the replay, and well, kind of the problem is... I will try to remember saving the replay. Okay, I will try, but like... I can't give guarantees for me actually doing so.
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful.
There's like... oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god! That's 10, that's...
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Those 2 incidents combined, that's 10.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Faster car coming up behind you.
Pretty sure that's not a faster car. I think you got very confused in that incident.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
But genuinely, what the fuck are people doing? Like, holy hell, just cars everywhere. I think Mesa was one of the slowest qualifier.
Clear on the left.
What are you guys all doing?
Clear on the left.
I mean, this feels like passing GT4s right now. But yeah, there was a lot of carnage in lap 1. Again, as I said, when I headed down here last time around, remind me that I need to save the replay. Maybe if you... It's like in NASCAR line. Match the cars in front right now.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch
I think that's more of a solo incident. This looks like it, but could be obviously assisted a bit. You know, guy up the inside almost steers into him. Stuff like that. It's a bit too fast in this corner. Combat has also worked his way up into this position behind me. Us two making our way through the grid. Not sure if being on the right hand side to be closer to the curve of death is better than being on the left hand side and just guesstimating how close you are getting.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
It's just kind of what I dislike with the Bentley, like it will just snap sideways. And while you don't crash due to that, you just lose like immediately time. You can get it into a slide that doesn't cost time, but like the rear end usually not that effective then, yeah. Actually could be. On the other hand, I guess you don't destroy the tires due to this. Usually a car demanding you drive well, so is that something? Early. Yeah, I'm matching only P17 in front. I'm not actually gaining on them. I'm obviously gaining on the car directly in front of me, but that's, you know, not much. I would like to gain on more than just him. Right now I'm just matching the guys down in front of him. I mean, on lap times are sort of getting to the point where they're like reasonable.
Yellow flag ahead, be careful.
Where's the yellow? And there's the yellow. It's a position. Okay. Okay, got a bit out of shape there. Guarantee I'm not getting a sub 43. It might be on my dash right now, but that's not gonna happen. Ooh, that was a bit too much jump. Okay, I can brake a bit later than that. Yeah, the guys in front just did a 42.6 and 42.8. Guy in front of me did a 44.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I didn't quite intend to like dive bomb him like that, but you know, it sort of worked. Oh, but got so much oversteer there, he has no run. Nah, he's not interested. Fair enough. Understandable, have a good day, thanks. BMW have any significant BOP recently? I don't know. I haven't followed the BOP too much. If it's not GT4, I don't care. Kind of. And also, I mean, we're staring down the major update, which is supposed to change quite a few things, and also the BOP, so I wouldn't actually start digging into the BOP right now. Would also just be my car not accelerating particularly too well. But yeah, as I said, 43025.
There's a slow car ahead. Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
Okay, hello car. We get quite a bit of oversteer on this setup, honestly. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense that maybe my car is the problem. Which, you know, it's a boat, so it's like... Also, I didn't feel like he had actually that much traction out of Taunus. Nothing unusual there. Probably just the speed difference was so big that like I didn't care about it. I have a few cars to fight actually in front. The question is, can we close in? It's the $1,000,000 question. I mean, they did the slow lap this time around. They were a second slower than me actually. But is that enough? Jesus. How the hell did I get like half a second there? Ferrari gonna get away. Corner by corner, I'm dropping a 10 for each. I think I need to move the brake press forwards. We've had enough sideways antics here. But yeah, actually we did... Wait, I moved the brake press nearly rearwards. Oh god. It could have ended pretty bad. I need to actually trust that I can break that late into turn 1. It's pretty difficult to do. To build that trust. It seems due to all of the accidents, we're basically hitting skill cap already. I mean, not quite, but we're definitely matching these guys, and you don't know what their teammates are gonna do. Man, I'm actually going pretty quick. This thing is running absolutely rapid, this car right now. It's just the problem, the opponents are even more rapid. Seem to be relatively error prone to that. Yeah, Porsche is closing in at the exact same rate. Oh, that is Cruise actually. That is Cruise. Yeah, he's closing in at the exact same rate right now than me. This corner is so sketch, and I don't know why. The car just wants to go. Radeon just wants to depart. Playing with the track limits. Black mark, okay. Took a second to realize. Also, that is Falco behind, who is one of the front runners that had an incident and is now running me even harder down than everyone else. Jesus Christ, 41.7 from him. Whenever you think, oh yeah, my 42 mid is pretty fast, right? And then Falco like, no. Wait, how long do I have left? I think I underfueled my car. I'm just coming to realize. I have 37 minutes worth of fuel remaining only. We're about 5 minutes short to the halfway point. It's fine, we can get to the end still. We don't need an extra pit stop, but I expected actually to have more fuel than that. Well, that comes when you don't actually calculate your fuel and just guess. Probably those 80 liters were for like a 45-minute race or so. It's just those numbers looked right enough that it became like, oh yeah, this could be it. I mean, this track shouldn't be that fuel consuming. Right? I mean, yeah, I'm consuming about 2.6 liters a lap. That's not much, but probably just lap times. not helping this entire thing. Yeah, 21 laps remaining in the fuel tank. 36 minutes, and there's 40 minutes on the clock. I'm 4 minutes short, roughly. Ooh, that got closer. I think I need to feed the throttle there earlier in that corner, because it will stabilize the car. So I didn't notice we're up to P15 actually. So technically this is for the fabled P13. Except that I don't think I'm gonna hold that one. Even if I get past the 3 guys in front of me. My Parker isn't doing particularly that good of a job in passing me, but... Although I should say something in case he's gonna complete the pass on the next corner. Because that's sort of the pace he has. White birth crew escaped that curb. Yeah, back needs to do something, okay. Well then. Well, I figure out maybe 100 liters it says I need to add. Yeah, that's totally feasible. Okay, things are getting dicey now. In front. And we're also starting to catch up now finally to the group.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Let's open the menu because there's a 5-way fight for P30. Actually P12. My bad, that's P12, a 5-way fight. Captain fighting for his life here.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Got some light damage in the front of the car.
Really not happy about that. Oh yeah, the steering is slightly crooked and the fucking headlights out.
Clear on the left.
Fucking git. I was alongside there, you could not move. I gave you enough room. $30 seconds worth of damage repairs. Yep, thank you. That is my race done. I gladly appreciate that. Unfortunately, you had to miss that. But yeah, you fought way too much, a group of people, and you paid the price effectively for it. Unfortunately, I did too. And the problem is there's 35 minutes left. I'm not sure if like limping around the track for like that long is gonna be at all worth it for me. Yeah, we're 4 seconds off the pace. But we should get a more accurate reading because we lost a lot of time into turn 1. Let's try this again. How would this play out with such... Could I get a strategy that doesn't have refueling for a moment? So I can see how... Because it should be 24.8 seconds if I just come in and be like, yo, I gotta just repair my car. Car repair only. You know what, I could do my full service now and then just take a splash and dash later to finish the race. Cut down the time in the pit lane. It's a combo now behind me. Yeah, the guys just vanished, which is not surprising. Yeah, we're 2 seconds roughly off the pace. That's just to justify an additional pit stop. But Jovic is also way slower all of a sudden. What the What the heck? Yeah, he wanted to come into the pits because he was slow, but like... that was awkward. Actually, it is slight steering damage, right? If I cut the suspension repairs out of it, do we repair less time? Because I'm pretty sure the suspension is not going to cost me time in driving. It's not damaged enough. Not enough. That's 2 seconds. That's 2 seconds of repair time. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, that battle crypt has completely dissolved itself by 3 people dying, including myself, which is pretty unfortunate for me. That's such a good race, and then
yellow flag, be careful. Slow car ahead.
yeah, 2 seconds a lap. That is 60 seconds and 30 laps. How many laps have we done? 15, and we aren't even halfway. Let's just come in. Although I have a very early pit box, which is not the best. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong strategy right now. Yeah, that fills up my car. Good. That's all I need. Right, that's wrongly parked, but you guys can figure that fuck out. That matters too much. That just absolutely sucks. I think my keyboard bindings don't work even when I'm standing still right now. So I can't, I think, save a replay right now. Oh, can I? Oh, it does actually work. So that keybind does work. Right. So we can save a replay, which I just did. A few more seconds, most likely. Come on.
Mandatory stop is not clear. Come on, go.
Yeah, there's Kampen. He's already out on track and is gonna pass me here. Well, I have a mission now, and that is at least catch that guy. I won't do anything to him besides passing him. But like, if I can, that is. You know, with damage repairs he might actually have pace again. What tires did it put on my car? Because I got tires at 2 on the car now. Oh well. Could have probably corrected actually tire pressure issues. Never mind, this is gonna drive me actually to the end of the race now. Because I'm not gonna change these tires at all anymore. Yeah, he's driving faster right now than me. Great. It's also totally fair that he has... He lapped the 45, which isn't particularly fast. But I should be closing in on him once my car gets back up to pace. Granted, I'm now full of fuel. About 40 liters extra fuel. Oh, that shouldn't cost me like 4 seconds or so. Yeah, suddenly he can do 45. Oh. Well, thanks. I appreciate that he suddenly can do way faster pace. I'm probably getting past them anyway because of my strategy. In the long run. Absolutely massively gapping whoever's behind me. They can definitely not go that pace. I'm gaining on some corners and then lose on the others. On him. I'm looking probably too much at the gap. Focus on my lines. Just to keep shooting up, shooting down. I haven't seen it ever so fluctuating. Considering how accurate that thing is. So that means he's really extracting the pace of completely different sections of the track than me. Really any inroads whatsoever. No, I would like half a second or so on him, but up. Something like that. Okay, he must have made a mistake in the front corner because I just actually gained 1.5 seconds on him suddenly. Even though his lap was pretty mid. He's continuing to bleed. What's happening here? Is he waiting for me? It can't be. Where Fernandez closing in. Isn't that the guy who, you know, prior to my accident was behind me?
Slow car ahead.
That was Weaver actually. So that's another cuff position for me. Another one of the rejects. I even dropped a bit further down. This is not that much faster right now than me. Or at least on the last lap he wasn't. How much fuel does it predict I need to add? 22 litres, okay. Let's actually start configuring now. wide.
Warning for exceeding track limits. Faster cars approaching.
Oh, it's track limit. Fair enough, I would say.
Regaining on the car heading sector 2.
Yeah, we're actually making inroads right now. Because these guys do not hold up under pressure. They can run fast peak times, but they do not hold up under pressure. I don't know. At least not under pressure of these guys behind me. And they have a bit of a fun exercise in getting by me. My car is not particularly slow. Well, I actually only matched Captain and Fund, not gained, because it wasn't a sub 43. Hello car, would you kindly not have massive oversteer spikes? Honestly, how am I even supposed to let that bite in? Oh, freaking hell, bricks. Someone escaping already by weaving. Not much of a fight. I broke a bit early. I'm creating right now a fight behind, which is not good. That's not right. Because he's effectively stuck behind me because this pace difference just isn't there. Okay, that's weaving wide. Well, I was not actually intending on dive bombing you. Because I knew that would end badly. Fine. And dive.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left.
Could you kindly accelerate?
Clear on the left.
Because I will keep the position to weave in, but the rest can say. Definitely lost, however, a lot of time with the Cap'n this way. And kind of my objective is getting back to Cap'n. But we've definitely shown that he can be gained on. Well, granted, that is multiple times help, but you know, I have a bit of help now in front of me, which I can deploy against him. Pretty sure those guys won't make themselves particularly too convenient with him either. And if he drives as shit as he did against me, he's not gonna end well. What is this combo actually now behind me? 6 seconds. Which gives an idea, I've lost a full lap effectively with the repairs. I was once in front of the combo, and now I'm again. Terrible lap. So what we can do. Problem is these two get busy with each other right now. Could really hurt me. Like if you guys solved your pace out slightly and can actually not result in me catching back up to you. It's a bit embarrassing. But we are closing in on our friend in front, Captain. We are definitely gaining, and that's what we want. Oh yeah, he's now letting them by, which is at least the first one. It's helping me. So that's unfortunately not quite enough for me to pass him, but I'm now in strike distance. Well enough played, I say. I mean, this is not as bad as when I had to start 3 laps down at, what was it, Watkins Glen last season. Yeah, that sucked awesome.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Easy. Get wrecked. Played like a damn fiddle. You napkin. You know what's depressing? When you find someone who's on the same lap as you, but hasn't done the pit stop yet. I think I saw someone, yeah, Meza, 7 seconds up the road, hasn't done a pit stop. It's unfortunate. Like, that person lost like 60 seconds or so. So far throughout the race. Let's see how long it takes me for me to run them back down. Maybe the car's a bit second hand, probably. Probably in parts, but also just mid-driver. More like a gentleman driver, I think it's a bit more fair. Well, mid is probably a bit insulting. I mean, if he's a boom, but he doesn't get that mid, as that would actually be an insult. Because for some reason in modern slang, mid is synonymous with bad. Fuck off! I'm fully off the track. It's losing speed, and it's still handing me track cuts on that corner. That is insane. That's really not good, because we haven't even exited the first half of the race and I've collected 2 of them. And microsector is so early that you just get handed them in an instant. Oh, the fucking track limits on this truck are about as broken as Kota. Only India has pretty good track limits, honestly. India is one of those tracks where it's like, there's one corner you can't cut actually. And the rest like try. And that's also an inside cut. And you can really get away with pushing that track edge a lot before it will give you a cut. Makes that corner really nice to drive. Because you can really carry the speed out of the previous section. So nice corner in that sense. Literally lets me by. You didn't even need to. I would have liked to fight you for like 2 corners or so. Find a way around here. Well, I guess I had the momentum. Yeah. I was in the fight with winning. Victory is just so unlikely. Next car, 40 seconds up the road. I mean, yeah, they lost 60 seconds worth of time, plus the time it took me to drive through the pit lane, plus all the time that I was in front of them before I pit. So yeah, a lot of time. Yeah, we're on the mid-top. I think we can probably make actually back into the top 20, I think. It's not gonna be easy, but I think it's possible. The fact that the combo is right now in and P13 is just slightly annoying me. Yeah, I mean, people are right now actually doing their pit stop, and I can't quite compare them to me because I have to also do one more. I have to also pit once to get to the end. Mine is also very short, so let's see how that goes. Okay, top 20, gonna be a bit of an ask, but I think possible. I need to get my lap times back down to low 43s, high 42s again. What I've been doing right now is not quite sufficient. I'm down to 80 liters now in the tank. Burned already 40. Not so surprising, we've basically gone half an hour right now. That's my projection, 20 liters to get to the end. Probably going to decrease as time continues. Again. I think that's also a name I know. Maybe we could figure out afterwards who we actually might be cycling out in the front once everybody has done their pit stop.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Because we're rough. Actually, we don't need to pit lane also, but like we can guess. That's about 60 seconds or so. Not 60 seconds for pit lane delta, 30 seconds. Pit lane delta, probably a bit less. But 30 seconds for pit lane delta. And then, I don't know, how many seconds does it say? Standing time for this. 8 seconds. So about 40 seconds or so. Right now the next car is 20 seconds behind. A little bit too close. And I feel like I slightly run out of people who actually did what I did, we just pit early. That was close with the track limits. Considering that fucking gives them out like candy. Still mid 6:33 is not quite good enough. Oh, Cruz is only 15 seconds up ahead of me? Considering everything that has happened, that is like very surprising. And him actually only being about 8 seconds behind me, and now he's 15 seconds ahead of me. On the same lap. Okay, come on, car. Alright. Be a weak car. quite how you take that corner. Bleeding time. Oh god, no. Would you kindly go for this corner? Thank you. So we have about 8 minutes remaining for people to hit. After which they run out of stint time. So you would expect people to pit in the next 8 minutes. What includes the combo actually. Starts and then a pit stop. Fernandez in front. Oh, come on! Fucking shitbox. Fucking garbage can. And he's coming in. I mean, I'm technically now in the top 10, but that doesn't mean anything. Considering, again, I need about 40 seconds to go behind to actually secure the position. It may make sense to relatively early on do a final stop. Just to allow me to actually hold the position. Hello, car, would you kindly do corners? I mean, I need to pit at about 20 minutes remaining right now. Which is stint timer. Actually, a bit more, but who cares? Welcome back. You just after you left, things actually happened. Classic thing, right? Just after you leave, things are actually happening. What happened is that the battle group in front had finally bunched up. So it was Aston Martin of Campen. It was Cruz in the Porsche. And someone else in a Ferrari going at each other, and I was directly behind, and I had Fernandez directly behind me. And then coming out of the final corner, I went alongside the Aston that had led the train but had just dropped a few positions. I go on the left hand side, and the guy just moves while I'm alongside him and pushes both of us into the pit wall. Fucking hell, what are you doing? What the hell is this idiot doing? I overtook, so because I'm the jinx, yeah. He ended up being the jinx. So I had damage, decided to pit to repair those like nearly 30 seconds worth of damage. And once the car was fixed, came out a bit behind Kempen, so ran that guy down. Came out I think like P27 and I've been driving slowly the way up, I guess. And that wasn't a Porsche, that was a McLaren that just went very slowly. The Porsche flashed by it. He's a lead lap car. He nearly got involved now, like a kerfuffle there. But yeah, that McLaren, before I, after I had pitted, but before he pitted, so about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes ago, I actually overtook him for position. He hadn't done his pit stop yet, and I had done a full service plus 30 seconds repair and had run him back down. That is I basically lost a lap due to that pit stop. And I ran this guy down. I mean, granted, from that perspective, it doesn't become that impressive because I just lapped him, and frankly, getting lapped in 1 hour is not that much of an achievement, although getting lapped by me within an hour is a bit more of an achievement. But it sucks because I was looking at where Secombe is running. He was, before the pit stop, running like P13 and stuff, so guy going pretty well. And that's where I could be. Unfortunately, due to me having done my early pit stop, I'm not gonna be able to finish the race. Obviously, I need to do an extra pit stop at that point.
Falling behind the car in front on sector 2.
But I have optimized this, so I need to only take about 20 liters worth of fuel. And then just finish that way. Oops, I need to also... I need to also come in because of drive time, but like, I don't have enough fuel on board to actually finish the race because, well, the fuel tank isn't large enough when I took the fuel. And left in 1 hour equals Formula 1. Lap twice equals Williams. And didn't even complete the first lap. And that's the McLaren. Stop. Well, goal is now to perhaps get into the top 20. I mean, technically I am right now, but I'm gonna lose about... How much time? 40 seconds or so? Due to my additional pit stop, so... I don't have an actual pit lane delta, so... I have to guess. And I do know that I need about 8 seconds worth of fuel, so... That's something I know. And McLaren this season is sad. It's quite unfortunate, really, for Lando Norris. Dude is an absolute rocket, but like on a long-term contract with one of the worst teams on the grid. And they like had so many false dawns where cars are sort of like, oh yeah, we could actually like sort of do something, and it's like either it falls apart 2 races later and never comes back, or like maybe this is a half decent season and the next season becomes yeah, Haas is outperforming them, my miles. I mean, it's relatively interesting how many teams are actually dealing in Formula 1 with technical problems. I mean, Red Bull is not running smooth. Although it's just so stupidly fast, it still wins. The McLarens are definitely not working correctly. The Ferrari's power plant is not working. I mean, the Aston is sort of working, except Lancers at Saudis, like... I mean, I guess the Mercedes is working, it's just garbage. Rocket got a long-term contract with a glider. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Mercedes at least in qualifying and practice looked like they actually had pace at Melbourne suddenly. They actually have a car this time around. Lewis whined at the engineers enough that they turned his tears into a functional car. Pretty sure I downloaded actually the liveries just before this race, but like that Aston still has none on it. I mean, Mercedes has dominated past seasons, but they just have been on the back foot and they've not been able to come back from that back foot. Doesn't mean they like have some sort of special ability to come back. They're not known for their comebacks, they're known for just being strong from the get-go, and then just in case they aren't completely dominant, they just outlive their opponent by sheer consistency. AKA the few years that Vettel and Ferrari tried to do something and it just never materialized. Which is more of like a Ferrari problem than a Mercedes advantage. Considering how last season went. But basically the exact same thing happened just with Charles. The exact same issues of like the car sometimes just doesn't work, the driver doesn't properly work. I'm saying that Charles isn't working, but I mean he's just making mistakes. Like, you can't just spin at Imola. You can't get away with crashing out at Paul Ricard, it's just... Although he can't do too much about the promise of winning the rating races of the season in 2022, and then Ferrari doesn't win jack freaking shit. The second half of 2022, it's like, holy frick, that was just, I think, his axe. Binotto's axe was just that sentence. Like, nothing is stopping us from winning the races, and it just doesn't win a single one. Like, you can get away with a lot of things, but not that. And people are bemoaning the season already with like, oh, Fred was winning everything and stuff, and I'm just like, kinda? But honestly, they aren't quite there where they finished off last season with just winning everything. Yeah, having issues. This is not as smooth sailing as it could be. The Aston Martin mixing it up in front is a bit interesting. Can't be that. I mean, there's a bunch of sad stuff like AlphaTauri just not performing and McLaren neither. But yeah, and then you have the Hulk doing Hulk things. There's also the funny thing of like Haas going from experienced veteran team to complete rookies to back to experienced veteran team. In the span of like 4 seasons. Or 3, I'm not quite sure. I think in total it's 4. Looking for length. Last season of Radeon and Mag. Then we had the Russian and MUQU. And we had MUQU and Magnussen, and now we have Magnussen and Hulkenberg, so I mean, technically also there was quite a few teams with teething issues early on last season. Red Bull was also one of them. But they got relatively surprisingly quickly on top of their reliability issues. I did not think they would be actually fighting for the championship after how they dropped out. Really died like flies and that. Considering Ferrari also being actually good in qualifying, but well, this season they don't even have that. Now I have money back to veteran pilots. Well, technically what they did is they switched their money acquisition strategy because they go for the higher payouts from Constructors Championship by getting a higher placement in the Constructors Championship and using veteran drivers that actually don't destroy the car and will at the same time bring the car maybe bring the car also back in the points to salvage those few points that these back of the fields teams need to like clinch one position over the other. Well, that's actually someone for position. Yeah, they basically want steady performance, and it's just probably if they could get Mazepin's money still, they would probably still do that, but it's just it's not like the Russians are finally done with this conflict. Six to Grosjean. Well, I mean, he is not in the lineup, so he's not in the lineup. Just for making up numbers. But I mean, I don't know if Grosjean actually destroyed the car. I was about to say Grosjean might not be as destructive as MUQU was, so I sees that I was like, oh yeah, right, Grosjean is the guy who actually got freaking race banned for how hard he collides with people. But I mean, that was back 10 years ago. And the others few Formula 1 drivers like Magnussen, like Perez, Ocon, Bottas. There's relatively like midfield drivers that just stay around for like 10 years because they are a reliable pair of hands. I mean, they could win, but usually you have this god talents of Alonso and Hamilton. Verstappen actually wins. Ericsson hit us. Again, that was his race engineer, not actually Grosjean. Was a fun. That's. I'm not sure. Is Ericsson still driving? Yeah, Ericsson must be driving still in IndyCar. I think he won the Indy 500, if I'm not mistaken. I think both of them are still driving in IndyCar.
Faster car behind you.
So yeah, you can still have Ericsson hit us. Actually, for real this time. Currently, I have about 31 seconds to the car behind. So at least we will lose that position. Also, I mean, I need to get rid of the guy directly behind me without losing too much time. There's somebody in pits, so somebody's doing a stop go. Somebody. Oh, they're not doing a stop go, they just got out without doing one. Or they collected another one, but in any case they have a stop go. And that's definitely them losing the position to me. Okay, fine. You can go.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Sometimes my brain is capable of remembering things. However, unfortunately, it is usually useless trivia shit like that. Sure, there's some value in winning some sort of node off, but like, I don't really need to prove that. I have half a clue. Right, I have 15 minutes right now remaining on the stint timer. 23 minutes on the fuel and 35 minutes on the race time. Leaving a bit of time to come in. Oh, it is actually Secombe who is behind me. But wait, that's a different Secombe. Hold on, there's a difference in combat because this one is driving a Beamer. The one I remember was the one from the start, and he drove a Porsche. Something ain't right here. That's deep. Yeah, about 31 seconds, and the car behind him is about 3.2 seconds. And then another 4.5 seconds. Oh, this is gonna get tight. This is gonna be tight on the pit exit. Definitely need to pick up the pace here, I would say. But I'm probably right exiting at the end of that battle group. Depending on how long this pit lane actually is. That is the big depender.
Falling behind to the car in front in sector 2.
I do not quite particularly care what car in front I care about, what car behind. Car in front I can't catch. I can always do the pit stop a bit early to get out of the way and counter effectively people. I don't build this thing, it's just... I think every liter that I shave off my fuel, I can stand perhaps a bit shorter. In this case, thousandth of a second actually will matter. Will I help you by coming into the pits? No, I don't think so. Nothing personal though. It's just I'm not unfortunately ready, otherwise I would totally do that. Yeah, you can flash as much as you freaking want to. I don't... Get a draft and get up the inside of me. Alright, you want to?
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Just because you have that some headlights that you can flash at me doesn't mean that will dissolve into thin air. Not when I'm lapping about as fast as you are. I did pick about 7 seconds worth of damage, it seems, from the back marker that I briefly grazed. Maybe that's in part why I'm no longer able to do 42s. In case that's not gonna get fixed. Definitely not. How about the priorities? It says I need to add about 20 liters and 20.7 liters or so. If I had an extra lap, that would be
Stint is ending soon. Just a few more laps.
24. Yeah, I think 25 liters is gonna be enough. I want to do one more check for the gap behind.
Gaining on the car heading sector 3.
4.5 still there. About 5 seconds. So that gap is slightly opening up, which means I should continue on. Ooh, this is not nice. Holy hell. Send help for that. I've moved my brake bias by 1.2% forwards over this race. Maybe I should up the BBS. Yes, BBS. No, ABS. Or one click. To maybe help the brakes to stop spinning me out. Yeah. However, this could also be just traffic for them that caused them to
Yellow flag ahead. Watch hiding front.
do something. Oh, great. Should have actually taken this opportunity to come in. Dealt with that problem. Well, it was actually for position, it was Buckman. But the problem is, well, I'm pretty sure he didn't take actually damage, probably. And he will likely get going before a point where I'm not able to take full advantage of this mistake from him. Yeah, he's about 8.8, about 9 seconds behind me right now. Okay, somebody slow there. Alright, let's see how long actually the pit lane on this track is. Actually, the guy behind Secombe has closed up on him. The guy who's directly behind Secombe at least. The guy behind that seems to have dropped back, so we're gonna hit it now, I think. To nail my spot. Place jack up. Fuel, go in. Come on. It was a bit too fast on the clutch. Right, okay. Traffic is coming up. 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. There's Secombe coming by.
Cross the car behind you.
No, that's Fernandez. That's not Secombe.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
We actually beat Secombe out of the pits. That's the one I did not expect. AKA, we got away with only losing technically one position, which was the car that had spun and given the position up just before we came in. But obviously we're under immediate threat here. And we're on very old tires, they are an hour old. This is gonna be fun. But yeah, 8-second pit stop, including the pit exit, and time to jack the car up and down. Less than 31 seconds. I think the gap was about 31 seconds when I came in. Just under. Oh, fuck! The rear end is kind of starting to part way with me. On acceleration it's fine, I have traction still there, but like on corner entry and mid corner I do not have grip on the rear end. And he gets really close there to me. For some reason I have really good grip through this high-speed corner here. Despite me being on ancient tires. Anything that is a flowing corner I'm still very quick with. That was however not a good run through here. Still, flowing corner seems to be my advantage. This is just very tight.
Car on the left.
He's got a run here. I just let him hunger out. I let him poke up there, but he's not taking the chances yet. He's not committing full risk yet. He's just trying to pressure me. He's waiting for a better opportunity than what I'm giving him right now. But funnily enough, not really under threat from the Audi behind that. Because that Audi is for some reason lapping the same lap times despite being about 2 seconds behind us. But we have the race leader coming through. He's about 3.5 seconds behind. Wait a second, now up to P16? Bit careful with my throttle application. But yeah, he's overdriving really hard right now. He's overdriving so much. And it's really compromising his driving. Whoa, that is from so far back. But yeah, he's overdriving completely right now. I just need to settle down and put my laps down. As he seems to not have an answer to that. It's surprising, I was not able to gap him prior while we were 30 seconds apart. We were matching each other on pace. And now I'm carrying some 25 liters of extra fuel around the track. So, go figure. While braking actually away from him somehow. Although the race leader could very much change that, how we let them by. It's gonna get interesting. Because that can close the gap right back up. There's a bit of oversteer now on the exit of this corner. I need to feather the throttle slightly here to handle that. Else car's working absolutely phenomenally. Right, race leader's by him. Now it's a question of how I get the race leader by me.
Faster car coming up behind. Watch out.
He's now under threat actually from the Audi behind. That might help me. Yeah, I can't just yeet the car really anymore into the corners. Radeon will not support that.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Cost me quite a bit of time, but yeah, not too much I would say.
Falling behind to the car in front to sector 3.
Neutralize the gap back to just under a second. These guys love their late braking for this corner. But I like to carry my speed out of it. And if they continue to just throw it in there, they're just gonna hit me. Well, I'm not quite sure if they're that intelligent to realize that. They just can't do that due to the immense risk of hitting me. I think he has calmed down again, which makes him a bit more of a threat. He's not wildly overdriving, but he has an Audi right behind him to keep him in check. And we have a backmarker coming up in front of us. I missed the apex there. I have 11 laps worth of fuel in the tank. A bit more. The 11 lap is what matters. Also, we have the race leader right in front of us, so we're not gonna drive absurd numbers of extra laps due to him. We need to dispatch of Zimmerman now. You know, you can park an aircraft carrier on the inside of that line. Again, like, did you have some sort of apex phobia, Zimmerman? Okay, you can actually hit apexes. Precisely when I actually wanted. And then he runs wide to get me by. Thanks. That is actually gladly appreciated. You believe it is not a big one? think the top 15 are too spread out for that. We may pick up a few more positions before the end, but I don't think much more than that. And, well, that's also unlikely. I mean, we have right now one focus, and it's just keep the guys behind me. Objective, survive. I mean, I've accused the car before that I was driving and it had a phobia of apexes because it just didn't want to turn in and make one. It was just missing all of them because it just refused to actually turn. Because I had that much understeer. I mean, it's not nice comments about the guy, but I think in case he comes across the video, he might have some orientation points of like how much of room he just left on the inside, where he could like go and get more pace. I mean, we all leave space on the inside. Yep, I say that, and I leave about as much gap that he left on the apex than myself. Ooh, that got close! Again. I don't know. He's not the brightest pack in the bulb. Wait. The bulb in the pack. This way around. With all his sins, because he just constantly compromises all his exits. Right. He just didn't have an answer on the straight this time around, because, well, he was way too close to me in the middle of the corner. And lost all his time. It's contagious. Oh, that's a bit wide. But he did get back on the circuit. That did cost him a bit of time. I am expecting the intensity of this fight to ramp up soon. We're approaching the last 10 minutes of this race. I'm not sure he's gonna take it laying down. Oh, he lost a lot of time there with the Audi. That might be my break. Because the Audi is not gonna let this one lay down either. But the Audi is a lot more on stake because he can gain 2 positions. Well, I make sure that he gains only 1, but like...
Gaining on the car heading sector 2.
Oh, they got de-rendered behind me because they're so far back. Yeah, over 4 seconds now behind. Oh, the Audi got by. The Audi got by the way. Now we need to get by Zwickelhuber.
Car on the right. Yellow flag in sector 3. Clear on the right.
Yeah, we lost the BMW completely. Beamer's gone. completely wiped off the scoreboard. But I've got to save the replay again when I was in the pits. Fortunately, there will be probably a segment in the middle of the race missing now. Because I did save the replay when I came into the pits the first time. Right around the half-hour point into the race. Half an hour into the race. Unfortunately. Yeah, Secombe teleported actually back to the pits because I saw him there. And unfortunate. Right, to look what happened there, but that one is definitely at least on the replay. Be slightly careful, the Audi is still there and he's about 2.8 seconds behind me. And well, he has nothing to stop him at this point, he just needs to ride fast and close back the gap down. Feels like I've done 100 laps, but no, I've done only 63. Okay, I should be careful. I have already 2 track cuts collected on that specific corner. Because even if you lose time, it's very aggressive there in terms of intense racing. And he seems to have lost quite a bit of time when passing Twickelhuber. Oh, actually, he hasn't even passed Twickelhuber. He lost a position. He didn't lose a position. He got lapped by one of the front runners, P2, Kamsha, and a BMW. And that cost him quite a bit of time. At how many minutes remaining? 6. If your calculator says I have about 3.9 liters extra in the fuel tank. Let's hope he's right. Oh wait, he's gone. We've lost the Audi as well. Oh, that's a bit anticlimactic at this point. Come on. Epic showdown to the light. I was like, there. I mean, at least my heart rate can relax. It's already like probably, I don't know, I don't have actually the heart rate display. It's probably 130, isn't it? My heart rate is stupidly way too high. Like if I relax and idle, it gets to a reasonable like 50 down, but like when I just sit in front of a desk and it's just like at 80, and like if I funk a bit hard, it gets to 90, and it's like, okay, this is not healthy. This is not good. I mean, it's fine. And also by like absolute peak heart rates when I play Half-Life Alyx. That's funny. So 5 laps of fuel remaining. I have a few more laps, let's go. I don't know what's happening with those guys actually dropping out for race at that point. Oh, I'm actually also up to P15, I just noticed. I mean, maybe it's people who had a similar situation as me and had to do that final pit stop. And do an extra pit stop. And they are now cycling through so I can get the positions on them, but like... It also doesn't quite make sense considering I had the other guys were like 10 seconds in front of me. And I'd definitely take more fuel than them. Because if they get this far, they need less fuel. Because I wouldn't have gotten as far.
Faster car behind you.
But whatever. It's big about a top 10. Yeah, I haven't gotten the top 10 in this championship in either season, so that's a bit unfortunate. And I think if I didn't have my incident that forced me to do that extra pit stop here, I think it might have been possible. Honestly, I think I might have been able to finish on the top 10 tonight. I mean, the pace isn't stupid fast, and we do have Fernandez in P12, who's like 21 seconds, actually 21 seconds ahead of me, P12, in a full lap. 21 seconds plus a full lap. That's not just my escapade into having to repair my car, which is a single lap lost. It's more or less precisely one lap lost. No, this is more, and that's only P12. That's not P10 to actually get into the top 10. P10 is further up the road. So that just gives the idea, like, even if I had pulled everything together, that's... It's been still an ask. I would have gotten my P13, I think. You gotta believe, yeah. I would have easily gotten P13 because Secombe is actually behind me right now. And I was in front of the, well, the Porsche Secombe, not the BMW Secombe, you know. The confusing part. The Porsche Secombe is about 4 seconds behind me, although he is, I think, quite a bit faster right now than me. Okay, and I don't know how many laps he actually has on me. If it's one or more. It's a bit intimidating to think about. I think none, actually. Because it was closing in before he did his one pit stop. And obviously I did my short stop. And realistically I actually didn't lose, like, I guess I lost about, what, 25 seconds with in the pit lane effect. Oh wait, those two are fighting for position. I just realized. Let's get you by. Oh, the P4 is actually also. This is
car on the right, clear on the right.
get you all by. And just so I'm not involved in any shit show that happens here. Just so I'm not getting involved in the who ends up on the freaking podium here. I mean, there's a lot of the guys behind me to close up, but well, it happens. It's at the end of things. Feels like the sun is sort of rising and it's getting brighter. The race started 1 AM in-game time, so we must have had it at 3 AM, but like, Even if the sunrise is early on this track, I don't expect it before 5 AM. Or 4 AM to see anything. Right, I'm under 2 laps of fuel remaining at this point. If we need to do another one after this, then... which we don't. Meaning I had precisely 1 extra lap here on hand. Secomba is not gonna like it. Oh. Pecky just let the other guy onto the podium. I didn't want to just plow on the back of them. And they were going slowly, so let's just not get into this mess. Right, I'm in P15. By absolutely no stretch. I don't know anything. This is... after what I had to go through for this is absolutely well done. And these tires are absolutely gone. Well, they were actually pretty good still, not gonna lie. These tires were pretty good still. Even if they had like 90 minutes of race time on them. They had been through hell and back, but they still worked. It's the freaking impressive stuff with them. Okay. Strategies. So how did tires look? I think tire set 3 was the one I ran in the beginning of the race, and tire set 2. Light graining all around, not surprising, but they're still actually good profile on them. Lowest one tire is rear right with 2.16. Unfortunately, I need to hop back out of here again. Don't mess with some values. It doesn't mess with these. Yeah, the first set was worn down to like 2.75 and stuff. But ran like half an hour only. These here like 2.16 on the rear right, 2.36 on the front right, 2.38 on the front left, 2.21 on the rear left. Right.
Green light, go, go, go.
I wouldn't say that, like how much sliding I was doing and how the car started and towards the end like not liking that stuff anymore. That car was not babied around the track at all, but it totally kept up because this is a boat and it freaking doesn't care. Sometimes the boat be like that and it's just absolutely thrash the track. Alright. I mean, we could actually look at the incidents first, the first 37 minutes. Right. Let's get back to the start. By the way, that's the McLaren that I actually hit. You saw hit me. That you saw that I hit. So we get the sentence eventually out. And yeah, I'm quite a bit behind right now. Didn't get the best reaction time. Still, that Aston is trying to, like... Actually, we can look for the entire freaking chaos that was lap 1. Let me get my gloves off at this point. I want to into this. Yeah, this. Well, I passed... Oh! It is actually Secomba that I ended up fighting later. I have right next to me right now. Well, that's interesting. Let's figure out what actually happened there. So I think it happened around this Aston, I think. Oh, he's in the wrong gear. He gets hit by the Beamer here. But there's more, because the Beamer I think it's also spun here. Okay, definitely to see here. Yeah, oh, he gets bumped by. I think this is. I think this is a combo, if I know correctly. Oh yeah, I don't have the results because this is a manual save. But I think this is a combo with his car. He slightly bumped him, but I don't think that made too much of a difference, right? Okay, and the other beamer that got spun was this one. Okay, he got hit once already on the axle. And yeah, he got just clipped there as well. It's just too many cars to close by. I mean, if you look at here, where was I again? I looked from back here, and it's like, it looks like they're going 4 wide. I think they're only 3 wide, but that's still like way too many cars and way too tight of a spot, and it obviously didn't end well. And then yeah, I'm passing a 1, 2, 3 cars that didn't really get collected. When driving off the road. A Schneider and this one, and I'm passing up with a com. He wants some energy and then bumps someone. Yeah, right, okay. So let's figure out the other incidents. Kinetic energy to some people. I mean, he nearly gave some kinetic energy to B on a few occasions late on the race when I was fighting. That's something we have to look at as well. What happened there? Let's head up here the hill. I think nothing happened here, alright? Things were orderly still. I think we had some people looking here already. Did we have already carnage? No, not yet here. Yeah, right, there was carnage on the outside of this corner here. Yeah, I'm slowing down because I can see the yellow flags and there's 3 cars already in the gravel trap. MUQU facing the wrong way, this BMW. This Audi here. We have a Porsche parked this way, we have a BMW dodging. And things get a lot worse. Should we just watch from my perspective and see how this thing unfolds in a moment? Oh yeah, there's cars getting clipped. There's at least, I think, 4 or 5 cars just parked there. This BMW is parked. This Audi is. This is a recovering Audi from the earlier incident. This is the 3rd BMO, and this is the Porsche, so that's 4 cars. So we actually, I think, total up to 7 cars. Plus perhaps anybody who just graced this absolute mess. So where did this entire thing start even? Let's see, so okay. We have the number 11 Audi looking up the inside of this Mercedes. And yeah, that's just, you do not have overlap, but oh god! And no one just like tries to slow down whatsoever. Oh yeah, I mean the Ferrari tried, I guess. He has some distance to cars in front and he sees shit's happening and he just gets pounded from behind by the Beamer. So the BMW just plows in the back of him. You can see that here. The MUQU just about dodges this hellhole. But I think other cars did not get as lucky, right? Okay, this guy got by. Pretty sure one of these guys does not anymore. I think this Aston at this point doesn't. Yeah, not sure he's really on the... Oh yeah. And this is what started the second incident. So the incident on the left was the first incident actually. And there is another car involved because we didn't actually consider this Ferrari before. He gets launched off the back of him. That emoji just is really fitting for the situation. So we have the Beamer coming here. Beamer comes. Yeah, he had no chance basically. He's slowing down, he's trying, but like the Aston just wheelies in front of him. So he hits that, he bounces off this wall and rejoins. He actually sort of survives out of this thing, although he did take 2 hits there, so that's fun. So what actually started the entire chain reaction with the Porsche? Because we had a Porsche facing the wrong way. Where's the... Ah, there's the Porsche that ends up facing the wrong way. Yeah, Alka brakes. Okay, that's the explanation. Like, just not brake. You see absolute carnage in front of you and just... Oh, he thought he was clear of it. That's why. He thinks, okay, here's carnage here on the left. There's the Ferrari slow. And he thinks he's clear now. And just doesn't see the Aston that is going slow. And it's just... I mean, 2 other cars didn't apparently see the Aston going slow, and they're right there in the Aston, and the Porsche just goes absolute ballistic into there, and now we have a Porsche standing in the way. Can't we like kindly have some sort of car that isn't... And now you have the Porsche bouncing off the wall, and actually somehow this Beamer didn't clip it, but this one clipped it. Oh yeah, he got unlucky. His rear wing clipped it. So rear wing clip. So you have to, this Aston that also got collected in an earlier spinning. How did this Beamer suddenly come to stop here as well? There I am. Hello there. So, oh, those guys didn't make it particularly far. They were tired after this. Oh, he got hit with this Aston here. Right. The Aston drives in the back of the first Aston, gets hit by the Porsche, and then rolls back into the track and clips the Beamer, hits the wall again, and it's facing the wrong way now. Holy hell, this entire tire lab. Yeah, that's kind of the thing, is like, for a lot of these guys, it's like they... I mean, you can clearly see the Ferrari effectively when you come through here. I mean, it's green also, so it's not like... But you can see the Ferrari rolling back. So that's visible right there. But the Aston actually clipping the Ferrari is completely in the blind spot, covered up by the other 2 cars in front. The Beamer and the Carbon Aston covered it up. So he's coming around the corner expecting that the traffic on the right hand side will flow. And it just doesn't, because the Aston had slowed down to nothing, frankly. I mean, how much speed is he actually carrying here? Do we have a speedometer? Yeah, we have. He's coming here, slightly accelerating, was up to like 140. This Aston is at 70. He came around the corner here. He did slow down to about 100, and then he slowed about to 100 and wheelied down to 50, and then he just got speed boosted back up. I mean, he sort of escaped out of this mess, although probably not without his own significant amount of damage out of this entire mess. But yeah, that's just... That Aston couldn't do anything about all the traffic ahead. There's a bunch of walking wounded out of this thing. I said when it happened, like... Yeah, well, we're talking about, I think, at least 10 cars involved in this thing. Yeah, and here also, the BMW covered up the Aston for this one as well. This guy didn't see it either. And the beamer had nowhere to go. Like, the Aston just bounced across the entire width of the track, and he's trying to get around it, but nothing can do it. And you suddenly have a full track blockage for like a split second, and that just causes absolute mayhem because the entire width of the track is blocked, and everybody's expecting there's some path through this mess. Right. So I get the combo here. And these guys just like, I don't know what they're doing because he's so far off the apex, he's just letting me by basically. That's what's happening there. That was a lap 2. Hello, mouse cursor. Oh, there's somebody spun, but I don't think it's particularly. No, we can look at it. If my thingy magic is letting me do that. Actually, I'm noticing my left controller had turned off. What happened to you, my friend? Oh yeah, that's one of the guys that got collected earlier. Yeah, single car incident, what I guessed at the time. Unfortunately, I was correct in that sense. Oh, come on, it did it again where it decided to pop the overlay like this, so I can't actually freaking see where my cursor goes. That's the shirt. Oh wait, yeah, we can actually figure out what happened to Cruz in front because he at some point also dropped back. Oh yeah, there's some wild shit here happening as well. Rockefeller Racing. The Porsche just runs wide, and then the 3 wide just doesn't work anymore. Let's watch that from further back. Yeah, they just bump and run each other, and it's just 4 cars collected. Actually 5! There's this Aston as well. That gets sent because he tries to merge into the BMW. Jesus Christ. Just the amount of incidents that happens. And I think this is... what forms then the battle group that I close up on. Like we have the Porsche. We have the Porsche, we have the Ferrari, and we have me actually closing in on this thing. And this is, I think, one of the people that got involved in this pile up here. If I can get to it. Yeah, this is the Aston that took quite a bit of brunt force here. And you can see he's just, after having been abused again, I think it's... can probably look at what happened there in turn 1 again. If I could find that correct lap for it. Okay, it's not quite it. Where is it? Where's Cruz gone again? Yeah, there's Cruz again. Yeah, he is suddenly... I think that's a different one. Yeah, he's in a different position, it seems to me. I should actually look at the numbers like it, and not just go, well, I guess this works. He seems to have gotten through here, okay. So this is not the guy. Okay, he came into the pits. Oh yeah, he did hit the wall there. So that's about why he came into the pits. So we have hit this battle group, and this is the 85. Yep, that's the guy who hit the wall, but it wasn't the guy who got sent to the Shadow Realm by the BMW in front. Right, okay. So that wasn't involved in Crew's previous incident. There's no stakes in those. I don't know how this... Oh yeah, right, this is somebody getting laps. So... You have this like three-way fight now in front, and by the way, this is also somebody trying to get back up the field. That was the guy that had... No, that wasn't the guy that actually had spun. Someone else. Not gonna figure out where the hell that guy came from. It's just there's too much lore at this point to like keep track in your head at all. Right. So, where do we get finally to this? Come on. Oh yeah, this is the carnage, right? So this is the lap where they start actually getting quite feisty with each other. Let's watch that a bit closer. There I'm... Fuck cancel, okay. Ferrari's darting around behind the Aston. Two cars that have been in this massive pile-up earlier. I was walking wounded, escaping out. Ferrari's a bit off the track there. He's driving, however, around the outside. I'm looking here. And this is where things actually get interesting because I'm here now. Alright, so come here. Yep. I don't know what the hell was that. And that's still like such a puzzle for me. Yeah, I think what happened here is that he tried to move to the left of the Porsche and just completely ignored that I was alongside already. Yeah, he's steady turning here. I think he is trying to get alongside the Porsche, move out from behind the Porsche. Because he doesn't really need to move that far for getting actually off the curb, although he just moves too abruptly for me to respond to it. I have no freaking chance to respond to this thing. It's just so fast that this happens. It's clearly not wheel slip. Yeah, it's clearly not wheel slip. I had felt like that might be the case, that he just got wheel slip and spun, but no, that isn't the case. Yeah, it's obvious that he didn't see me. Like, he didn't notice that I was alongside already a bit, and he just went, okay, I need to attack this Porsche again to get my position back, and just moved to the left, and you can clearly see he's moving way further than he actually needs. He is now behind the Porsche already. He doesn't need to. And then the contact happens and just sends both of us. It's not a pit maneuver, really, in terms of contacts. Instead, it's just, as soon as there's any contact, we just get both sent to the left. There's no, like, he gets slowly spun over the front of me. He just gets yeeted at this point. Both of us, this is just after contact, we're both just flying at that point into this barrier. He had actually relatively comparable damage repairs to me. Although he was slower after having the accident. I did drive a few laps to assess the damages and then decided to come in and fix the car finally. I mean, I had another incident that was a bit more embarrassing towards the end of this lap, because the Ferrari became suddenly very toast. Actually, we can figure out what the hell happened to him. What the hell happened that he's suddenly all toast? Oh, he gets really hard shoved there. Yeah, and that's by, I think that's Cruise with his, yeah, Rockenfeller Porsche. Boom. Just in the back, hard. And that's, that really fast guy. And he's trying to drive normal, I think, at this point, but he's probably gonna soon find out that his car's not driving correctly. Oh, he nearly gets hit again. He's using odd gears. Struggling for the gears right now. Oh yeah, you can see the diffuser actually hanging off. It's vibrating. Whoa! That's vicious. Oh, nearly gets collected by the Porsche again. Yeah, that car just toasts the very end. Yeah, so he is driving relatively slow after this incident. Especially as he's noticing these high-speed corners not going well. Unfortunately, things are gonna get worse. I don't know why he's braking so late and just completely missing his braking points for the corners. Overshooting, maybe because he can't brake properly to avoid. And there I just sent him to the barrier again. For good measure. Because I came way too hard around the corner, did not expect him to be that slow. And we're coming down here. I mean, if you get wheel spin, you can snap really hard left. It can get really critical with that stuff. And as you can see, my headlights are flashing as well. So yeah, this was just unfortunate. I ran wide, tried to pass him effectively on the grass, and it's like... why did I think that's gonna work? Because, I mean, he's walking wounded, and he's... He's a walking wounded, and then just like I tried to pass him on the outside of the freaking pit entry. Like, come on, Lucas. That's a little bit cringe. Alright, okay, we're done with the first part of the replay. Basically, I come on the next lap. So we're done now. We can move on to the next part. God, there was so much. Luckily, I decided to save it, but like, let's see where it resumes with the second half. Yeah, well, a few laps in, obviously. What is the current situation? So we're resuming on just before lap 20. So I think we lost about 6 laps or so. And yeah, there's the 85 car now. Which I was trying to run down again. Which took its time because he was not actually that slow in the beginning. There's the number 2 again coming by. There's the 85 now. So we're steadily losing ground again. But the incident with me, he had obviously pivoted. Yeah, the car looks fine. Note here. He lets both of these guys by. And results in me being right back behind him. And we can go for round 2 against them. Finally. Actually show us a bit more. My water bottle's empty. I have this one still. So I put him under pressure. He's messing up this corner a bit. I slightly bump him out of the corner. Help him run up the hill. Gets defensive. And I do a classic cutback. and leave him completely in the dust. Can't do anything about it. Just beautiful clean overtake on that one. Right. Set the leaves. Oh yeah, that's... I think in a lot... No, here he lets me buy actually. On this instance he lets me buy. It's not when I end up actually hitting him. Must be a few laps later. A lot of driving. Oh yeah, again. I think it was literally like 10 or so laps, although I think he did at this point his pit stop previously. They hadn't done his pit stop. Right. Okay, crossed up. And just bonk be so goddamn slow. There's just very little I can do. Actually, he retires after that one, basically. Oh yeah, the car's crossed up here. Yeah, there wasn't... He could have totally accelerated. There was no reason to... There was like, yeah, he needs to be off throttle here. And here he should have just stayed throttle. And then he lifts off. You can hear it. He's off throttle here and just rolling. I think he might have been trying to let me by, but like... It doesn't work. We're mid-corner. I can't get around here at this point. And the Porsche luckily sees this entire mess and it's just... instantaneously figures out how to get by it. It's coming down here and then just... The McLaren just stops, boom. Easy, passed. Right, okay. What else is left at this point? Till my pit stop. I mean, this guy, that's fun. My pit stop is here, this lap. So. I'm driving here right now behind the Porsche that had wiped out early in the race. Got collected in this massive pile up here. But I decided to come in instead of trying to lap him. This is where the fun begins, really. At a very early pit box. I have some sort of perspective I can use that is back facing. No, it isn't. It's the two coming by it. And here's the combo. Coming around the corner. And there's me coming out of the pits. Right there. Tries around the outside, but doesn't quite work yet. Doesn't work ever. Whoa, how sideways I am actually. The car's just completely skidding down all four tires. The Audi is sending it way too wide while I'm tucking my corner in. How close did he actually get there? He got quite close on a few occasions to me. So yeah, there's like half a meter or so to spare. Let's see how close did he get here. Close. Go very sideways there. Can't quite convert that, however, into an attack. Now we're like at a quarter of a meter. The gap has just like shrunk significantly at that point. Another lunge, this time more like half a meter again. We'll see. This time not really. He runs wide there. There's no moment to spare. This is an actually half decent run out of the corner because he's not completely overcooking it. He doesn't really do anything with it. Yeah, the bonk noises because we're past the pit stop and the game is just every time I do 5 seconds forward it just goes bonk. There was an attempt there. He got close sort of, but like he just like went so deep with it that's... No, he don't actually get close there. Got a bit back at this point. Yeah, I remember him completely overdriving and just trying to close the gap up in the end. Okay, that's not then here. Closer to here then. Yep, that's more like it. You didn't get actually that close, but like the closing speed was pretty damn high. Yeah, you can't see him really from that perspective, but still, it's just like when he suddenly comes up. Basically, Fairmont missed his breaking point. Right. So what happened at that point at the end? He's following me still. He's braking for turn 1. Eats too much curb. Settle slightly, but that's fine. Let's continue on. Ooh, okay. I've been saying close calls and then the Audi is like, yeah, let me just like basically hit you nearly. There was nothing to spare there, gee. Yeah, that should have been honestly contact. It is nothing. Also, this is one of the Audis that got... I think the Audi that caused the entire chain reaction at the start there. Not at the start, at lap 1. He was, I think, the Audi that was up the inside there, the number 11. Although I don't know if he shared the car with someone, number 11. Is not in the results list, I don't know why. Happens from time to time. Yeah, number 11 was actually. Sometimes Netco's having a good day, yeah. True. Right behind. Ah, that's how. Except they survived this one. This is when they dropped like 2 seconds to me and gave me some breathing room that I desperately needed. Okay, no. Never mind me directly. No front runner. I was expecting maybe it's them to get tangled up in that. goes. How many hits can you get? So they're heading into turn 1. The latest of late breakers. Beamer broke a bit too late for himself, so he ran wide. Eats some curb, pushes the Audi bumps him back. Audi eats some curb, bumps the Beamer again. Oh god, what the hell, guys? What was that? I guess... I don't know, what was he trying to achieve? He wasn't clear of him. Also, why would you want to move to the left? I mean, he's far ahead, so technically you can just move to the left and defend the next corner from the outside. Because he's so far ahead, he can technically just resume the racing line, right? Which is probably what he's trying to do. But like, the Audi is just, unfortunately, just has a bumper there. And it's not the fault of the Audi that you drive across it. I wouldn't be too correct from him, because like, he hadn't done anything technically to me. The Audi had done some messed up shit, because he's just destroyed some cars. But like, yeah, that car is pretty toasted at that point. Sent into a barrier. Yeah, that's broken windscreen at that point. Oh, you returned to the pits at that point. I don't know how I skipped far enough ahead for that. Maybe it's the steering rack broken? Oh, they don't get turning at all. Or did they just go straight? No, he broke too late. He drove the corner wrong. That car was fine-ish, but like, I mean, it was damaged, sure. At least 2 to 3 to 4 seconds off the pace at that point, but like, he could have finished. There was, how many laps remaining in this race? About 7? Do you earn some energy? Bam. Wait, when was that in the first part? Oh yeah, right, he was involved in the actual, like, turn 2 pile-up, right. Yeah, he was the guy who got involved in the turn 2 pile-up. So what happened with our Audi friend when he suddenly disappeared off the face of the earth? Well, it had happened actually before that. It's kind of relatively close though. Oh god, that's the explanation. Coming through here at understeer, and then just get snatched on the... It's night and you voluntarily drive with the bright overlay, because I don't think that's actually default on the Audi. I know this is the new Audi actually, but we can check with the old Audi briefly. I want to know which one of the dashboards is actually the default one, because that looks... Why would you drive with that in the dark? Frankly. Audi R8 LMS Evo. It's not an Evo 2, but I think the dash pages are the freaking same, so... Okay, that's the default. It's a bit different, but it is a bright one, and where's it again? Here, dash. This is the dark one. This is another dark one. This is, I think, the one what he was running actually. This here, and they have a dark mode for it. There's a dark mode specifically for that one, which is dash 3. This is dash 0. Dash 1 is the default. Dash 2. Dash 3. Why would you in the night drive specifically with anything that isn't the dark one? If you bother to actually changing it. Yeah, I know it's a newer Audi Evo, but like, I don't think they changed the dash pages at all. I don't think they changed it, changed the defaults for that. Probably still the same default, so he definitely changed it to a different page. And I'm pretty sure he also has available that page. They might have additional ones in the middle, but I don't think they... My point is really invalidated by it. I know it's, as I said, it's the new Audi. I don't have it, so I can't really prove it. Yeah, I think we also had like everything at this point in the race. Everything done, looked at. God, that was something. So it was an interesting fight with the BMW, even if that he gave people lap 1 some energy. That was an interesting fight when I came out of the pits with at that point, an hour-old tires. Tires significantly older than the rest of them, but as showcased later, when I looked at the tire stats, they were absolutely fine, those tires. They were completely fine and could be completely run. They were doing A-okay. So somebody pinged me on their Discord. If you have an incident, yeah, that's just the incident sheet, right? Right. Okay then. I think that's enough for today. It's nearly midnight. Maybe I get some rest. Last time I said that I stayed up till actually the last time I said that I ended up staying up till 5 p.m. AKA I stayed up for like literally 24 hours at that point. Right. So let's not do that again. I will, I think, head sooner rather than later to bed. Right. I mean, despite what happened to me, that was a decent race. The guy at the race with the Trackilicious guys, not so great. That's Bathurst. Didn't go too well. I'm not too pleased with my own performance, and obviously in the end we finished P2, so it's like, not great. P2 of basically the only 2 competitive cars, so but hey, that's that. And oh yeah, right, I need to, I think, get a pre-quality time in for RCI. That's gonna be soon. Trademark the thing I need to actually do. Need to get done. Do I have a link for RCI up here? No, yeah, there, RCI. I'm not logged in, but like we can freaking figure it out anyway. More info, okay. Pre-quality standings right now. That is Silverstone, 2-minute 10s. Yeah, that's classic fucking alien shit. I don't think I'm that fast. 2-minute 10s is just a bit much even for me with that car. 2-minute 10s on that circuit. Actually, I can check LFM because I have numbers at LFM for the circuit. LFM, my count. Profile page. Actually, profile page. Right. So, GT4. Yeah, actually, Silverstone fastest lap in qualifying, a 2-minute 10.8. So that's mine. So I'm about 4/10 of the fastest time. Although that is a 1 lap, and they won 5 consecutive laps that they average for the pre-quali. So these guys are a bit faster than that, actually. Because that's more averages, but like I can... right now there's 5 guys who actually put a lap in. There's 2 minutes 10.4 is the fastest, a 2 minutes 10.7, a 11.6, and a 12.8, and a 13.0. And I think in general we have... what was it? Sign up? Wait, we can look it over here. Pre-qualifying 44. And I think... I don't know, they don't define how many cars are actually permitted to run. Some number, right? There's some number of cars are allowed. But like, with 44 signups, I think it's gonna be not particularly too hard to pre-qualify myself for this. I've till the 10th of April, with the first round being on the 10th of April. Ironic. That's that. Events over here. Farewell 1.8 is round 2. Would be at Hungaroring next week on Tuesday. Maybe I'll run that. Yeah, I come back to SRXP briefly and run that race because it sounds a bit fun. Where's the Trackilicious guys? Oh, they don't list their championship rounds right now here. Oh yeah, I can add that it lists championships as well. Move daily races. Right. What do we have here? Where is it? It's the season start. It's GT Cup. There is IVGTC here on the 22nd of April, so that's a bit still out for me. Although I should start signing up because there's 27 guys that signed up already. Or people, whatever. Jeez, the amount of people who are signed up actually who don't have a rating. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 out of 27 who don't have a rating at all. How did you guys do that? Also, if I would sign up, I would become immediately the person with the highest ranking. Which isn't too hard, considering I usually am that. That's not too difficult for me. I like going. It's a bit funny. Right. Okay, I've faffed around enough. But I've obviously... on Wednesday, we have... the... BBS for Brands Hatch and then Indianapolis. Not a big fan of either, although I actually like Indy. I really like Indy as a circuit, but I do not think the Maserati's gonna do particularly too hot on this. So yeah, right. Okay then. Where's my stuff? There it is. I would say good night again. Bye bye.